They'll ignore you until they feel intimidated by you. They'll overlook you until they feel uncomfortable by your very presence, your very existence. That does not mean that you should stop showing up. And look, I know it's hard because it's not always safe to show up. It's not always safe to be visible. It's not always safe it doesn't feel safe in certain environments to be who you are or to be who you're destined to be, right? But I think it's really, really important to start to recognize some of those things that are holding you back that are outside of yourself, right? So you'll know and you'll recognize that suddenly when you are starting to do well and starting to shine, you're starting to become more confident in yourself, you've raised your self-esteem, suddenly those very people who didn't want to see you, who acted like you were invisible, suddenly they're the ones who are starting to cause a problem. They're the ones who are starting to disrupt you and disrupt your energy, right? They're the ones who are starting to get in your way, right? They're the ones who are causing those blocks and those barriers. I want you to identify them. I want you to figure out what you need to do to either remove yourself from those spaces. Now I get it, sometimes they work, but we've got to look at how do we create a master plan for ourselves. Sounds like I'm creating some kind of superhero strategy, right? But that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is figure out the best steps that you can remove yourself from an environment that does not want to see you, does not treat you with the kind of respect that you deserve, right? You are worthy of a lot more than you're currently allowing yourself to experience. And that's not necessarily your fault. Again, it's the environments that we find ourselves in, it's society, it's sometimes our communities, it's sometimes the people that we're around, but you've got to figure it out and do the work to identify who is trying to disrupt, derail, or diminish your value whenever you show up and whenever you shine in a way that seems to disturb their spirit. So figure that out and figure out how you can escape from that environment. I know it's hard. I've said all of this and I've not told you how you could do that. We've got to do the work. We've got to figure out how to do it. You've got to get out of that because they'll ignore you and overlook you and undermine you until you can escape. So run fast.